Hello peoples of the internets, and welcome to week 9 of Industrial Rallycross, where today we have some front wheel drive motorsport vehicles. In this particular case we have the Mark 1 Pessima touring car. It is a front wheel drive touring car. It sadly doesn't have all wheel steer, as you might have hoped, like the Pessima ZX had, and that was a very good handling car. Anyway, we are getting around these corners very nicely, as so I would expect from a race car. Now, I've thrown it up here, but we can recover it and not tip it over, strangely, and I'm out of a turbo. That's very disappointing, but hopefully we'll spool up someday. It's the automatic transmission in quick play, which is annoying, but yeah, we have spooled up for the start-finish straight, which is always good. And this feels like it might actually give the all-wheel drive cars some competition. There's not a huge amount of power, but the grip and all the turbo lag. The turbo lag is dreadful. We just have to try and keep out of it. But as I say, we've not got a huge amount of power, so even when it's kicked in, you know, we can't try and use power as our bonus card. And I've thrown it off at the same place, and I have no turbo. Okay, what's happened to you? I think the gearing's just playing up or something. Yep, we're getting it free, that's good. Third lap I'll just have to try and get around the turbo lag, because that is really holding what could be a very, very capable car out. You just get around a tight corner and the turbo lag gets in the way. So try and rev it mid-corner, hopefully. No, it's not worked. It's better than it may have been at some point, but still. You know, I'm trying, I really am trying to keep the power under control. We have to brake early here because I think it's on racing slicks and they do not like the dirt. Yep, we've kind of just used the wall to help us round. And please don't tip over, yes. This is going to be our best one. It's quick, just the turbo lag got in the way. What can I say about this? It's a very interesting vehicle. The time it set on the leaderboard was just below a Legrand V6 Lux with the rear-facing seats, and it was just above an S-Series exclusive, so this is by no means a bad car, no. But the problem I have with it is it was still beaten by a Legrand, which is just a regular road car, and a regular road car of the era as well. It's not like it's a much newer car that it's got beaten by. So that's my disappointment overall. If this had a naturally aspirated engine making a similar amount of power, then it would have probably been much more capable, but it's just the turbo lag gets in the way too much, and it doesn't have all-wheel drive or anything to save it once that turbo lag is there, so all we can do really is just hope the turbo kicks in. But there's not much more I can say about it, so it's still an impressive time, it's still in the top 10, and let's move on now. So, next up we have an interesting vehicle. This is a Sunburst rally car, a front wheel drive one mind, so I decided it would be interesting to see how this would do. Hopefully the turbo isn't as bad as the old Pessima. It is a more modern car, so we have that playing in our favour this time. The gearing seems a bit odd, like it's almost always hitting the red line. But we are doing quite well here. Hopefully we won't have the same problems the racing slicks and the Pessima had on dirt. Oh, look at that, it feels nice. Feels like it might even like the dirt. Yes, I had a bit of an off, but that was far less bad than the Pessima. And we feel very, very nice around here, very neat. Turbo lag is not getting in the way as I might have feared. I broke a bit late, but we are still getting around this corner fairly well. Same with the next corner, I would say. No, maybe not. But we are getting round the corners. I am being a bit stupid. I'm assuming I can just floor these all the time like an all-wheel drive car, when that is not the case. Fairly nice through there. Third lap should be good. Floor it here. There is definitely turbo lag, but it's less noticeable. The turbo lag isn't devastating. You'll see there, it seemed to lag a bit when I was accelerating, but it lagged just a bit, nothing more. And we are taking decent speed around these corners. You see, take the dirt there, and it has a surprising amount of turning. I mean, I really did like the way these front-wheel drive sunburst handling. And it's good to see, despite being more powerful than some of them, this has retained that handling. And 29.355 seconds! That is madness for a front-wheel drive car. Well, what can I say? I mean, this is an astounding time. It's within 0.1 seconds of the Pessima Hill climb, which was the quickest vehicle we've had around here, with the exception of that ETK, which had electronic stability control on, thus was kind of cheating. And it's remarkable. I mean, I must say, it's only a pair of hill climb vehicles that have beaten it. This has beaten the Pigeon STIG. That had power, that had all-wheel drive, and it was proving really the dominance of all-wheel drive around this course. However, we look at this, and with just a very simple, very stripped out front-wheel drive, we've done so well. So I'm very impressed by what this thing has done, and it didn't pick up damage either by the looks of things. So we'll be on to our next vehicle, where I can hopefully see a good result as well. So for our third vehicle, we have the Legrand Track, which is basically a race Legrand. The only thing that I can think of that isn't modified is the engine. In other words, this is a very nice handling track Legrand. It's just not got a livery like you would expect a race version to, and it is very planted. It's got really grippy tyres, and the engine is good too, for power at least, probably not weight, being a 3.8 litre supercharged V6. But we saw the other Legrand did quite well. As I said, it even beat that crazy turbocharged Pessima touring car we had first, so this might not do too badly. I'm taking horrible lines through here, but that is entirely my fault. If I can sort myself out and my driving, then maybe, just maybe, we could get another 29 out of this, like the Hirochi. Come on. And yeah, I've fluffed that corner up completely. But it is finding its balance. It's a little more understeery than I would ideally like, but the balance is pretty good, remember. This is driven by the front wheels. It's just, I have to respect it's never going to be perfect around there because of the track tyres. Naturally, the Sunburst had dirt tyres, or rally tyres should I say, so they're slightly better. We're pulling through this corner nicely though, very smooth through there. Just if only I could have been a little quicker. Come on. But yes, that was a beautiful set of corners round there. We can floor it almost, got a brake early, as not to fly off the track, and somehow I've messed it up. I don't know how. I felt good there, and then I just tried to pull out the corner and everything was wrong. Everything felt like it was going against me. But 31.558. That is a good time. Well, the time we can describe as interesting, I think we could say. Yeah, also this is the first car to annihilate its front end at the end of a run, which the other two didn't do. Just this one decided, hey, I've had enough, you're a horrible driver. But as I was saying, the time is just above the Legrand Lux V6 with the rear-facing seats. And that was surprising. I expected more from this, but at the same time, we have to hopefully zoom in and show you these tyres. They are very track-biased tyres, so they're not going to do very well off-road, which is essentially what that dirt is. It's at least more slippery, so that held back what could have been a very, very good time. I mean, you'll see I was basically rock crawling up the wall because these wheels had a horrible time. I think worse than the crazy turbo laggy Pessima, which is actually within half a second of this, so maybe the turbo lag didn't hurt it as much as I thought it was hurting it. But this has still set a fairly good time, and it's within the top 10 too. So it's always good to see a front-wheel drive setting a solid time. It's a bit more interesting, I think, than just using your own crazy all-wheel drive contraptions. On to the final vehicle now. Okay, so I've saved the most interesting car until last. This is a 90s Pessima with front-wheel drive and all-wheel steer. Yes, that is apparently a thing now. It also makes quite a lot of power. It makes around 290 horsepower. I'm guessing it's a supercharged V6, but I'm not too sure. it didn't really say when I looked into the parts menu, so it could be turbocharged, and it did sound like turbocharged, but either way, I'm not noticing much lag, so it's easy to assume it's a supercharged engine, even if it technically isn't. And it was surprisingly good on that dirt section, actually. I mean, I slightly messed up, but it didn't feel as bad as the Liguan did, that must be said. So I could probably get through there if I wanted to. If I didn't want to, I could just mess up my one completely, that can also be said. But this is surprisingly manageable, given it's got a lot of power. It's pulling through these corners without ridiculous understeer for the size of vehicle. And I'm liking this. Come on. Oh dear. Same old problem with the race tyres. I don't think I've destroyed the front axles yet completely, but maybe they're not quite perfect, I don't know. The brakes are very powerful on this. The brakes are really powerful. Come on, brake, 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 and into this corner, floor it. I feel like I got caught in some turbo lag there. But as I say, it's not too bad overall, not compared to the older Pessima. And brake, brake here. Hopefully I can just delicately do it, and then floor it at this point. Should give me enough grip, and that felt good into here. So I'm just hoping, again, a similar time. So here we have our conclusion. This is between the Pessima Classic Mark 1, whatever you call it, with the hugely laggy turbo, and the Liguan we just took round before it. So there's a very interesting position for this to sit. I expected more, especially considering this is apparently lighter and more powerful than the Liguan and has all-wheel steer, but hey, things never work out how you expect them to. That's just the way things sometimes end up. And we must remember, every car we've had today has actually set a very impressive time. The Sunburst was out of this world, really, but the other cars haven't done bad. They're all very solid times, and times I'm impressed with. So, you know, we can take that away and say goodbye until another day.